So I ended up splitting this video into two parts. I did the outside perimeter of my face first, and I just put on concealer under here so that, and I put it on my eyelids as well. I used the e.l.f. hydrating camo concealer. Because I used all of the other palettes except for this one, I'm going to use this one specifically just for my eyes. I'm going to try and use colors from a lot of the different shades that I used on my face to do an eye look, and we're going to get creative. I'm trying to keep Halloween looks this year simple, and I gave you some pointers on what you could use to get these to work. Like I said, the stencils, I think it was like $1 something on the Wet n Wild site. They do have stencils. You can always find stencils on like Amazon or Etsy, things like that. And so right now we're going to be focusing on the eyes, and then we'll do all the extra stuff like the blush, highlight, lips, liners, mascaras, maybe even some lashes. So that's what this video is. It's the continuation of the mermaid-esque look. The air just kicked off, but again, there's still hammering and stuff going on. So I'm going to just play music through this. Like again, with the other one, I'm going to speed it up either 1.5 to 2 times speed. And I will probably try and record a voiceover for this when I go to the editing stage of this. So hopefully you guys like this. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to be as colorful as me, but I like color. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Hey guys, so in this part of the video, this is part 3. This is the last of it. Everything is sped up 1.5 times speed so that it wasn't quite as long. It still ended up being 21 minutes, but I included this part that was also in part 2 just so you could see the cohesiveness of it. And of course, every time I stopped or I looked down or I looked to the side or I took forever to find something, I did cut all that out. I could have shortened this even more, but I have found the first 2 videos have already gone up on YouTube. The first video only had a audience retention of 1 minute and 30 seconds. So that was not cool. That video didn't take a whole lot to edit, but it took quite a bit to film. And then the second video went up, and its audience retention is actually double what the first one was. So it's at like 2:30 to 3 minutes right now. I did end up blushing my neck, my collarbone, everywhere else. And I'm using, instead of like regular blush, I am using shades out of the eyeshadow palette. Oh, and I was talking with my friend Amanda last night, and I found a bathing suit top that I got to do mermaid looking looks and stuff in for cosplay, and I totally forgot I had it. So I did have something that I could have worn for this. Now I am using eyeshadows out of that Wet n Wild, the 40 palette, to do these like swirly looks. I was trying to do like detailing work that you would see on mermaids, or, you know, swirl marks under the water kind of thing. And I do end up taking my hair down at the end, and it kind of brings the whole look together. Trying to do makeup with your hair down, it does not always work out that well. You end up fighting with it and the makeup. So I'm basically just taking the eyeshadow and swirling it around onto my skin in these like S formations to bring out, you know, some more detailing, especially on my neck, because I blushed to the center of my neck. And then here I'm doing another one on my ear to draw out my jawline. And I do this in several spots. I use some on my face as well. And then I do like purple underneath my chin to carve that out, so that when my neck is up, it does a weird illusion to my neck. So I thought that was kind of neat. I'm going to go ahead and stop talking here until we get to the next part. I'm going to play music for the next part. Okay, so if you noticed with the lipstick application, I put the hot pink on first, and of course I tell you what the names are at the end. Right now they're not sitting on my desk, so I can't tell you what they are, but they're 3 Wet n Wild liquid lipsticks. I know one of them is like Sea Seduction, but the pink shade I put on first, I was like, oh, that's a beautiful shade, and I was like, what can I do to make this more mermaid? So I ended up using not one but 2 different like bluish purple shades, and then I took that JD Glow, I think that's the Anomaly shade that I'm using on my lips right now. The one that's on the outer corner of my left eye is what I used on the center of my lip. I used my finger to tap over the blue part, but I used the brush to kind of bleed the bluish purple into the pink. Now this is the e.l.f. Clear lip gloss, and I put it on the special because, one, I didn't want all of that on my mouth back in the tube, but it also gave me a more precise application when it came to putting the gloss on my lips, and it like made that JD Glow shadow like 1,000 times more shiny. Here I go with the S's again. This was the gold one that I used. That's the gold that I used on the one eye in the center, and it's a beautiful gold shade. I get into, I'm not quite sure if I do stencils next. Oh no, I do highlighter, and then I do gemstones, and then I do stencils. So I'm going to stop recording right here for a moment and put some more music, and then I will come back and do more voiceover in a second. Now with this part, I ended up using my water activated liners to put the color in my eyebrows. I wanted something that was not just my normal brows. I didn't want to do black. I wanted some more color on my face. So I started off with like purple, and then I went in with like a bluish purple and then more of a darker blue. And then I was like, man, I want to tie that teal color in. So I went ahead and grabbed that teal liner and did that as well. I also went and put the liner on my lashes as well to bring color back into those, and I like how it turned out. I think had I used some of the UV colors, that this would have showed up a whole lot better, but I was happy with how this part of it turned out. And then if you look, I did some really neat detailing work on my nose with some of those shadows from the palette, and then I end up here we go with the rhinestones. I looked for this rhinestone listing and it's currently unavailable. So I had issues getting that one rhinestone that I just placed on the other side of my forehead. That was the third one I had tried to put on. The first one, the little sticky piece, didn't come off with it. The second one went flying off my face and halfway across the bathroom onto the floor. I tried to do corresponding colors, so I have clear and purple and pink, and I use teal. And yes, I understand the teal colored ones on the outer corners, they don't match exactly. The ones that I put here on the inner corners also don't match exactly. Like one is a little higher up than the other, but then again, I've had a stroke, so one side of my face, my left side of my face, is lower than my right side. And now we get into stencils. Now these are those reusable stencils that I was testing out to see if I wanted to carry them or not. And I tapped into the shadows with my fingers and I just pressed over the stencils to get the little starfish designs. And then with the smaller starfish, I ended up using that same Visanti brush that I did most of the eye work with. And I just randomly placed them. I wasn't like trying to be even or place them so that they matched or anything like that. I was just placing them to randomly place them. I didn't have any, sort of rhyme or reason for where I stuck them or what colors I use. And I did try and go into like different colors to tie in, again, with the different scales. I think these little stencils are super cute. They're sticky, but I didn't want to like stick them all the way down. I wanted to be able to place them, put the color on, and then move on to the next one. So that's why I didn't like completely stick it flat on the skin. I was kind of holding it there so that it was, temporary. You can put these on and then, smooth them out, and they stick on quite a bit better. But I found that when I was working with this, doing what I needed for this, it was just easier to just kind of hold it up to my skin and then just kind of use it that way. And I get a little carried away with all these cute little starfish. I actually really like starfish. I think they're a neat creature. When I was a kid, every time I'd find one, I would try and put them back in the water thinking that they were still alive, not knowing that when you see them on the beach, they're already dead. I didn't know that as a kid, and I kept trying to rescue them and put them back in the water. And we used to go to the beach a lot when I was a kid. We used to go to Sanibel Island a lot, and New Smyrna Beach, and there was a couple of other island beaches that we went to here in Florida when I was a kid that were less trafficked, that were beautiful to go. And I'd come home with like a bucket of seashells, and that was like the best part ever, I think, of being a kid, is being able to collect random things and bring them home and find places to stick them. And I used seashells like all over the place. I used them when I played Barbies and everything else. So, and I always had, like, every year when we went to St. Augustine, I used to buy a sand dollar because I thought it was so cool that when they finally did break, that the little pieces on the inside look like little mourning doves. Here's all the close-ups of the detail work. Up close it kind of looks like a mess, but far away it makes more sense. But I was trying to be creative, and I felt creative, and you can definitely see that inner corner rhinestone placement is way off. But then again, if you also look at that side of the face, it is lower than the other side. So yay for health problems. So this was I was kind of getting really tired at this point. I ended up getting a shower about an hour after I finished this look. Oh no, wait, I think I did a live stream after this. Oh hell, I can't remember. I was so tired that week because I filmed so much, and this past week I've had a migraine all week. It went away for like one whole solid day, and I was like, yay, no migraine, it's gone. And then yesterday and today it's back, so I'm sitting in the dark editing this right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is the end of this look. This is the end of part 3, so hopefully you guys enjoyed, and you're feeling some mermaid vibes, and get creative. Just, I mean, makeup is fun. Just play with it. Okay, so the year just kicked off. I got a little carried away. I have these cute little stencils that had little starfish on them, so I used them. And too bad I don't have like a mermaid looking top, and I could, you know, do something like this. But I don't. So here is the finished look. The like rhinestone part of it I'll probably cut and add to the other video. I'll probably still leave it in this one anyways. But yeah, this is the finished everything. So what do you guys think? I know all the extra stuff was a little carried away, but the eye look should be pretty easy. I used the Makeup Revolution Fast Base foundation stick to do like cut crease kind of stuff, and I ended up using the 2 of the 3 JD Glows shadows on this eye and one of them on my lips. The lipsticks, one of them, well, there's 3 Wet n Wild lipsticks there, and then I covered it with the e.l.f. gloss. So yeah, this is everything. I feel like I need something like right here on either side, but I'm done. I quit because it. Oh, I got it on teeth. Yeah. I had lipstick on my canines. Okay, it's gone. Anyways, so yeah, I did some decorative stuff on my neck. I did some like swirly things, and I used eyeshadow from the Wet n Wild palette for blush. And yeah, I really love how this turned out. God, it's gorgeous. Especially the lip color. The lip color is stunning. Look at this. It's that hot pink shade and then the Sea Seduction shade. And alright, let's see. So the hot pink is Oh My Dolly. Then Sea Seduction is what I put on first, and then Bewitched is what I used on the outer edges. And then I used a brush to kind of get the purplish pink effect, because one of them's like a metallic blue and the other one's like a metallic purple shade. And then the JD Glow shadow is like a perfect mix of the purple and blue. So I ended up not using that e.l.f. mermaid shadow. And I guess somehow or another the square I had here didn't, or I should say the little scale I had here didn't turn out. But it is what it is. I'm a little lopsided anyway, so even the centerpiece is off kilter. So let me know what you guys think. I mean, even if it was just the eye look, would you be able to recreate this? So yeah, mermaid vibes. See you guys later. And hopefully you're enjoying the week of Halloween.